Okay, so we already have 17 people. I'm starting with the recording. So if you have any questions, we can discuss after the recording. First, let's complete the recording. So let's start about ODME, Oil Discharge Monitoring and Control System. So basically in oil tankers, we are collecting all the leftover slops in the slop tank, and we allow the slop tank to decant for 24 to 36 hours as per the requirement, and whatever the oily water mixture is left, that we want to discharge overboard. But to control the
The
discharge
screen,
of...
sir, screen is not visible. Like green is, sir.
Okay, thank you. That's why I'm doing the recording with you. Sometimes these things happen. Now,
Now it's okay.
okay. So let's start with ODME, Oil Discharge Monitoring and Control Equipment, ODMCS. So basically in oil tankers, we have to discharge some oily water overboard. So whatever, when we are doing tank cleaning, whatever oily water which is collected in the tank, we put into the slop tanks. Waste oil and mixed with water from all the tanks is put in the slop tank, and that we want to discharge overboard. But we should not discharge full oily mixture overboard, because oil is very hazardous for the environment. So to control the discharge of oily water into the water, we are using ODME. So we want to control this overboard discharge by measuring how much is the oil in that water, and that is done by ODME, which is a computerized unit, which you see here. It is a computerized unit which is measuring the oily water sample in the slop tank, and hence controlling the discharge wall, overboard discharge wall. So either your recirculation wall will be open or your discharge wall will be open. So we have two walls. One, this oil is coming out from the slop tank, and either it will go to discharge, otherwise there will be a recirculation line which will enter the oil back to your slop tank if it is not able to discharge. So as per MARPOL Annex 1, Regulation 34, it is listing the discharge criteria of oil tankers, that the tanker should be within special areas. So first thing, when we are discharging oil from this ODME, the tanker should be within the special area, 15 nautical miles from the land and route. Then the next two requirement which is measured by this ODME is it should not go more than 30 liters per nautical mile. Instantaneous rate of discharge should not be more than 30 liters per nautical miles. That we will see. And next is 1 by 30,000 of the total discharge quantity for the new ships. Of the quantity from which so if your total cargo is 30,000 meter cube, then only 1 meter cube we can discharge, that is 1,000 liters. The ship should have an operational ODME which should be approved, and slop tank arrangement should be there. So when these conditions are satisfied, then only we can discharge oily water through ODME, not otherwise. And after ODME will also operate once these conditions are satisfied. So the components of ODME, we should know how we calculate the instantaneous rate of discharge. Instantaneous rate of discharge is calculated by oil content, that is the ppm, into the flow rate in cubic meters upon speed of the ship into 1000. That is your instantaneous rate of discharge in liters per nautical miles. So how it becomes liters per nautical mile? Because we are dividing the ppm by 1000, so it will come into liters, and nautical miles is here. Flow rate is, speed is getting cancelled here. So the flow rate is calculated by ODME, and the ppm by analyzing units. Speed is coming from either GPS, or if it is not working properly, we will enter manually.
Sir, in ODMA also 15 ppm is required, na?
No, that is for oily water separator. ppm here is connected to your 30 liters per nautical mile only, that is instantaneous rate of discharge.
Okay.
So all these values will go into the computing unit of the ODME, the CPU, and it will calculate if everything is with as per the regulation, then it will open the discharge valves. So computing unit is generally in CCR, and then we see the flow rate. So flow rate is calculated from the sample line which goes into the flow meter pump, and then it goes back to the tank or flow line. So it calculates in uh, meter cube per hour. This is the flow meter. It is taking the sample from the discharge line and again putting the sample into the line. Then the analyzing unit is measuring the ppm, which is located in the cabinet we saw in the pump room. So it is based on the principle that of light refraction. Different liquids have different light refraction characteristics, and as per that, the ppm is measured. If more oil, more light will be scattered, so more ppm will be there. This oil is passing through a quartz glass tube, determining by passing the sample water in the detector. And the sample is extracted by the sample pump and put into the analyzing unit. And since the sample pump should not run dry, so there is a pressure sensor which will keep uh, taking the sample from the line, and if it is too low, then it will ask you to increase the pump RPM. Then this measuring cell should always be cleaned, because if there are impurities and particles deposited, it will not measure correctly. So there is a cleaning cycle also provided with that for flushing the cell with the cleaning agent. So this is your analyzing unit, which is taking the sample from the discharge line through the sample pump. The sample pump extracts a sample from the discharge line and puts it to analyzing unit. And then after analyzing, the sample again goes to the discharge line. And then we have a freshwater flushing line, and we have one more cleaning detergent line. And we have one more pneumatic valve for putting the fresh water in the line, that we will see why. So when you start the cleaning cycle, the freshwater valve will open and the pneumatic valve will open for the measuring cells for the pump, and there will be a detergent injection, and the required amount of detergent will enter to clean the analyzing unit. So detergent should be there. Freshwater line, air line, and cleaning lines are three lines provided for analyzing unit. And then we have a converting unit which converts the oil ppm into that instantaneous rate of discharge 30 liters per nautical mile as per the formula, and it gives the feed to your computing unit that it is within 30 liters per nautical miles or not. Then the computing unit also calculates if it is the second requirement within 1 by 30,000 of the total amount carried, that we will see how it is calculating. We have to manually feed what is the maximum limit, and it will compare with that. So this is a line diagram of ODME shown. It will be there in the pump room, where from ODME, a slop tank, you will have a line which is going to the overboard discharge, and all these lines are connected. Your analyzing unit and flow meter, computing unit, and in control room you have the computing unit. Then this pump and cleaning unit are there in the engine room. So this line is coming from the slop and going overboard, and there is also a connection to ballast tank for emergency, which is closed. So how does the ODME operates as per MARPOL Annex 1? So for total quantity, we have an example. We carried 30,000 meter cube at 15 degrees centigrade. So it will ask us for what is the maximum quantity. So our maximum quantity which we can discharge is 1 meter cube, that is 1000 liters. So we will put this in the ODME. Once you go to the settings, it will ask oil discharge, go to the oil discharge mode and press enter. These instructions you will find in your instruction manual, will be given in different manuals in different ships. Then under oil discharge setup, we will be given an alarm limit, that is the maximum quantity of oil. And the alarm limit, we will scroll up and down and enter 1000. Once you enter 1000, again you enter to confirm the maximum oil discharge limit, and you can say yes. Then it will ask you, have you allowed 36 hours of settling time? So ODME should, the slop tank should be decanted for 36 hours for separating the oil and water, because we should have minimum oil going out. Then all other, if conditions are satisfied, then we can start the overboard discharge. We can open that overboard discharge also. We have to open manually. Like this, in this here there will be a button with the line showing to open the, press open or close the overboard discharge. Then all other conditions are satisfied. Then we have to line up for the OTME. We have to check the flow meter inlet and outlet valves are open. Freshwater supply is there. Sample line, inlet, outlet valves, air supply for the analyzing unit, cleaning solution is there. Power supply is there. Sample pump is working properly and free to move. And all the valves are in auto mode. They should not be in manual mode. And entry of each and everything whichever you are doing in this ODME, putting from auto to manual, opening of overboard discharge, putting of speed or putting of total uh, cargo, all these entries, there will be a printer, and everything which you are doing in ODME will be entered in that printer, and that record we have to keep for 3 years. And entry of this discharge of oily water has to be done in oil record book, which has to be signed by officer in charge, and the last page to be signed by master. And this oil record book and attach the ODME printout, and all these things will be subject to your inspections, PSC, vetting, and flag state inspections. So first, to start, we start the cargo pump in recirculation mode, because the discharge valve is closed. We don't want the line to pressurize. So slowly we start the slop tank pump into recirculation mode, and then we check the instantaneous rate of discharge into the CCR ODME screen. If it is within the limit, otherwise if we require cleaning also we can do. If it is within the limit, then we can start the overboard discharge valve. And we continue monitoring that it is within with two things, within 30 liters per nautical miles and within the maximum rate. If not, then overboard discharge will either be closed automatically, or we have to close before that. And we will keep measuring by CCR gauges or MMC or UTI how much of the water is going overboard, and if tank level is reducing or not, and till how much we want. The moment it reaches near the water level, we have to stop before, The purpose of ODM is to discharge as much water and not as much oil as we are allowed. And ODME will also be spoiled if you are putting more oil. So we have to keep monitoring and stop before it reaches the oil level. So once we are going to reach the interface level, there will be a rapid increase in ppm. Then also we have to observe the oil sheen over the sea surface, and then we will close the ODME. We cannot operate or open start the ODME many times, because operating unnecessary many times is also violating the international rules as per Paris PSC and all. Once it stops because of our this ppm and all, and you think you still have more water, you have to again decant the top tank for 24 hours. Let it operate.
सर आवाज नहीं आ रही.
And we, after stopping the operation, we perform the cleaning cycle for sanitizing, and then close the all the walls of the system, and the electric power also we will shut down. We make the entry in the oil record book for this operation. So there have been still, after all those things doing correctly, also there have been lot of detention and observation for incorrect use of ODME, and sometimes people bypass because they don't know how to use properly. So it is a violation of MARPOL and very serious offense. So we have to know our equipment well, and we should always use ODME correctly and test it monthly. So for testing, what we do is we take a sample, same operation, and we take a fresh water sample, and manually we enter that first we enter that it is less than 13 liters per nautical miles. So here this is the operation of overboard discharge valve. We will open it with this button, and once if it is getting opened, that means it's working properly. Then again we manually enter that some ppm which is making it more than 30 liters per nautical miles. When it is more than 30 liters per nautical mile, this overboard discharge will close automatically. So we are just testing every month on ship with the fresh water, and then again secure all the lines, and there will be a printer this thing, and we'll get the entry in the oil record book. And also there is a requirement that overboard discharge valve should always be logged, and should be written that don't open without chief officer permission, and all these marks will be there. So testing of ODME is all the procedure is same. Only thing is that instead of oily water sample, we will put fresh water sample, and instead of auto mode, we have to manually put the figures of fresh water, making it exceeding 30 liters per nautical mile to stop the operation of overboard discharge. So anybody has any questions? Yes or no?
No, sir, understood clear.
Okay, so I am ending the meeting. In next 1 minute, I will start the meeting again, and then we can start. Afzal, you are ready? Sumit, just ask Afzal if he is ready.